What's up YouTube, it's Anthony from Meineke, Cinnaminson. This year primarily I've seen a lot of Ford F-150s, say 2007 and up, with hard feel in the steering, with no power steering noise. Basically it feels like it's binding. So a lot of people come in and said their mechanic said they need a steering shaft. So with a little diagnosing and checking it out, you may be able to get away without replacing it. For just demonstration purposes here I have steering shaft U-joint couplers, two different styles. Inside of here is actually a mini U-joint. On Fords primarily, if you look at the steering shaft, it comes from the steering column through the firewall into here. They're usually super rusty, and I think that has a lot to do with it being a truck for one, and the wiper cowl rain coming down and getting inside the U-joint. So what you're feeling is the actual joint. I'll just wiggle this. See how easy that moves? You would be surprised how much resistance it takes to make the power steering not assist at the steering wheel. So what I like to do is spray it with some penetrator first to remove the surface corrosion from the seals. Today's penetrators seem to evaporate really fast, so spray it a few times in the joint. This is the lower joint right near the steering rack or the power steering box, and then turn the wheel back and forth, lock to lock. That means all the way to where it stops, and then jerk it a little bit, opposite way, jerk it a little bit to try and break the debris. Turn the steering wheel back to center again, spray it with some PB blaster or whatever rust spray that you have. Actually, I think 3-in-1 oil would work better, but let me finish the story. So this one's pretty stiff, and you can't wiggle it in your hands. And this is still new, but it's cold out today in my shop. This one here, you can see, it really needs to move that easy for the steering assist from the pump to give you that easy feel at the wheel. So some of the signs are, you'll feel notchiness in the steering wheel, or it's just going to be hard to steer like it has manual steering. So after you do penetrator, I like to use transmission fluid and pour it on the shaft and let it run down and rock it back and forth and rock it back and forth. And do that about 6 or 7 times. Pour power steering fluid on it again, rock it back and forth. Typically by the next morning you'll find that it's soaked into the joint and loosened up. Meineke, Cinnaminson.